Hey calculus kids, this is Dr. Callahan with week 15 Thursday. How are you guys doing? Go ahead and pause the video and answer the following 3 questions. All right, so today your guided notes is going to be on inside your packet for week 15 Thursday. So if you turn into that in your white guided notes, you will be able to see that you have this concept sheet right here. So what I want you guys to do is go ahead and highlight the concept that you still need some work with. So make sure you guys go ahead and grab a highlighter and do that. So pause the video and highlight it. Everything here is from the beginning of semester 2. We started with the Riemann sum, moved into different things or different strategies of integrals. Then we went into areas, integration by parts, and then ended with finding the area or volume of by washers and also by the disk method and cross-section. Okay, so today we're going to go over the 2016 for response question without a calculator. It's question number 6. And if you see here, you have a table of values starting with f of x values, the first derivative, g, and then g prime of x. So let's go ahead and take a look at this question. So the function f and g have continuous second derivatives. The table above gives a value for the function and their derivatives at x equals, based on this table, 1, 2, 3, and 6. So let's go ahead and take a look what question A is asking you guys to do. It says, let k of x equals f of g of x. Write the equation for the tangent line for the graph of k at x equals 3. So if you're looking for the tangent line, it is going to be the equation y minus y sub 1 equals m minus x sub 1. So from what's given from this equation, you have your x sub 1, which is 3. But to make this equation complete, you need to have the value of y and also the slope. So let's go ahead and take a look at this then. Can you turn that down for me for a little bit, please, from Emma? All right, so let's take a look. You have k of x, which is equal to f of g of x, given x equals 3. So then k of 3 is equal to f of g of 3. So we're going to be working from the inside out. So referring to this table here, when x equals 3, what is g of 3? So when x is 3, g of 3 is 6. So I'm going to replace this part with 6. Well, when x equals 6, what is the y value for f of 6? Well, when x is 6, f of 6 is 4. So then k of 3 is equal to 4. So this k value right here is also going to be your y sub 1. So I'm going to replace this y sub 1 with a 4. So the first part, check. Now you need to go ahead and find the slope. Now the slope is going to be your k prime. So if I were looking for the slope, I have k of 3 or k of x equals f of g of x. So if I look for the k prime of x, you will have the f prime of g of x times, then of course, remember that do the chain rule, which is a g prime of x, and that's where the chain happens. So let's go ahead and plug in the 3. You will have to find f prime of g of 3 times g prime of 3. So we're going to refer back to the table. When x is 3, g prime is going to be 2. So that's going to be a 2. When you have x equals 3, g of 3 is going to be 6. So then f prime of 6 is going to be 5. So then your k prime of 3 is equal to 5 times 2, which is 10, and that is your slope. So your m is 10. Your equation is y minus 4 equals 10 times x minus 3. If you decide to simplify this a little bit further, you could do y minus 4 equals 10x minus 30. Add the 4 on both sides. You should have 10x minus 26. And this is your equation. So, so then looking at this part here, if you went ahead and showed the slope at x equals 3, it is for 2 points. Equation for the tangent line, 1 point, so 3 points altogether. Now let's take a look at part B. Part B asks you to find, let h of x equals g of x over f of x. So you need to find h prime of 1. So you're going to have to use the quotient rule. So the quotient rule is if g is going to be f, and f is going to be g, okay? So f is g of x, so then f prime is g prime of x. G is equal to f of x, so then g prime equals f prime of x, and then g squared is f of x squared. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. H prime of x is going to be, remember your quotient rule is going to be f prime times g, so that's g prime of x times f of x, minus f times g prime, so that's g of x times f prime of x, all the way over g squared, which is going to be f of x squared. Sorry, forgot the square. All right, so then you're trying to find h prime of 1. So we're going to replace everything with 1. G prime of 1 is going to be, when x is 1, g prime of 1 is 8. So this piece right here is 8. Times f of 1, so f of 1 is negative 6. Minus g of 1, which is 2, times f prime of 1 is 3. All the way over f of 1 squared. So f of 1 is negative 6 squared. So let's multiply through. 8 times negative 6 is negative 48 minus 6 over 36. So then once I simplify this, it's a negative 54 over 36, which then you can reduce down to negative 3 over 2. And that is your answer. So looking at the answer here, expressions for h prime of 1, they give you 2 points because in case you made a mistake or you didn't complete it, you still have an opportunity of getting 1 point. And then of course, if you have the negative 3 over 2, it is worth the other point. So 3 points altogether. Last one, you guys. Let's take a look over here for C. Evaluate from 1 to 3 f double prime of 2x dx. So this is going to have to do, you're going to have to use this by parts. So let's say, for example, u is going to be 2x. So I'm going to let u be 2x. Then you know your du is 2dx, and then your dx is equal to 1/2 du. And with that, you are assuming that x is equal to 1 when u is equal to 2, and then when x is equal to 3, u is equal to 6. And the reason we did that is because if you take a look over here, when x is 1, your u is going to be 2. When 1 is 3, your u is going to be 6 with a g of x. Okay, so then let's go ahead and take a look with the integral of 1 to 3 f of double prime of x dx is equal to 1/2 the integral of 6 to 2 f double prime of u du. So this right here is in terms of x. This right here is in terms of y. All right, so then 1/2 the integral of double prime of f of x is just going to be a single f prime of u evaluated from 2 to 6. So we're going to use our upper and lower bounds to plug into this. So then 1/2, and you're going to have the upper bound first, f prime of 6 minus a lower bound, f prime of 2. Looking at the chart, f prime of 6 is going to give me a 5 minus f prime of 2 is going to give me a -2. Double negative gives me a positive, so that's a 7. So 1/2 of 7 is 7 over 2. And this is your answer. So once again, going over this, you started off everything with the x terms. We need to rotate this to u. So replacing the dx, your dx is going to be 1/2 du. So here's your du, 1/2 gets moved to the front. We're replacing the 2x with u. So then we went ahead and I forgot a 2 there, sorry about that. F double prime of u, switching from your 1 to 3 to u's to 2 to 6. And looking at this right here, sorry, I should have made that notation here. So when x equals 1, if you look over here, u is 2 times 1, which is 2. That's where it comes right there. And then when x equals 3, u is 2 times 3, which is 6. And that's where you have that one right there. All right, so then let's take a look at part C. If you did the antiderivatives correctly, you get 2 points. If the answer is 7 over 2, it's worth 1 point. So altogether, 9 points total, you guys. All right, so now that we're done with this, here's the 2 QR codes for your reflection today. It is on the Padlet, so you can either use the green link or the QR codes. All 3 options should work. Once you get there, please answer the question for week 15 Tuesday. There are 4 questions, and make sure you include your name on it. So then this is kind of the end of week 15, Thursday. So you should go ahead and get started with the AP practice test. It's 51 questions, so I want to make sure that you guys have enough time to do that. It is due on Sunday by 1:59 p.m. The page on your printed review book is on page 181 to 210. So those will give you additional examples with the steps and answers for you guys to go ahead and go over them. All right, you guys, with that said, this is the 29th. So you guys have exactly 3 more weeks until your AP exam. Over the weekend, I will highly suggest that you guys go over your week 1 to 12 math Excel, make sure it's completed. And then also your AP College Board from Wednesday's assessment 1 to 12. The breakdown of your Thursday and Friday's AP practice exam number 1 is as follows. 60 minutes for the multiple choice, no calculators, 45 minutes with the multiple choice with a calculator, 30 minutes for your free response with a calculator, 60 minutes with the 4 questions for response, no calculators. All right, other than that, have a wonderful week. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.